So home sellers, pricing is important, but positioning is a bigger strategy. Positioning is how we make your home attractive compared to everything else a buyer can choose for. This is Jason Valentine with Coldwell Banker High Desert Realty. And sellers, today I want to talk to you about positioning. We hear a lot about price when we're selling a home, and don't get me wrong, price is very important, but it's only one part of the strategy. The bigger question is, how are we positioning the home on the market? Positioning means we're not just asking, what do we want for the house, but we're asking, how will buyers see the home compared to others that they can choose from? And that's when strategy matters. I want to give you a real world example. We recently looked at the data on 813 East Morgan, and the analytics showed that we should, that a home like that could be positioned between the 220 and 234 price range. Well, the seller made a strategic decision to list the home at 211 and some change. Now, that's not random, and it's not giving the house away, but it is a positioning strategy. And the result was that the home received offers in just days. And why? Well, because the home was becoming very attractive against all the competition, and buyers don't just evaluate your home in isolation, they're going to compare your home. They're going to compare your home based on price and compare it based on condition and location and monthly payment and any repairs that are going to be needed. And they're going to compare your home against every other listing that's in their search. So when a home is positioned correctly, buyers are going to notice. They're going to feel urgency, and they are going to feel like a home is worth seeing. They don't want to miss out, or they don't want to wait. So this is exactly why a good positioning strategy is designed to create the environment that it did on 813 Morgan. Now, positioning doesn't always mean pricing low in the data range. Sometimes the right strategy is to list the home in the right range. Sometimes it's to push toward the top of the range because the home has superior conditions, updates, or locations. Sometimes it's to create a more aggressive launch price to generate faster activity. But the point is that the number should be intentional. When you decide on a list price, it should be intentional. It should be based on data, competition, buyer behavior, and of course your seller's goals. And this is where sellers sometimes get into trouble because they say, well, let's try a higher number and see what happens. But it's not how the market, it doesn't always give you unlimited access or unlimited chances that way. Then they try a few weeks, the first few weeks really matter. And when the most serious buyers are out there, it's the first 2 or 3 weeks of the listing. So that's when your listing is fresh, and that's when online traffic and showing activity and agent attention are the strongest. So if the home is positioned poorly during that window, you might miss out on the best opportunity. But if your home is positioned well, you might create momentum very, very quickly. The goal isn't just to list the home, the goal is to compete. A well-positioned home answers the buyer's question. Why should I choose this home over others? Maybe the answer is price or condition or location. Maybe the answer is seller concessions or the presentation of the home. Maybe it's a combination of all of those things. But there has to be a reason. At 813 East Morgan, the seller chose a position that made buyers pay attention quickly. And that is the lesson from this experience. Good positioning creates interest, and interest creates urgency, and urgency gives you a better chance of being chosen by those buyers that are out there. So sellers, before you list, do not just ask what's the highest price we can try, but ask what strategy gives us the best chance to win in the market that we're actually competing in. And this is the positioning conversation, and it can make a major difference when you're selling your home. So this is Jason Valentine with Coldwell Banker High Desert Realty. If you want to develop a strategy to get your home sold, give me a call. My cell phone number is 575-496-1068. My office phone, 505-863-4363. Or you can click on the link in this description, and there is a little personal real estate consultation where we can chat on the telephone. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.